Today we have a big news update for the LEGO Star Wars Spring 2022 sets. Hey guys, so I'm sure you've heard of the main story by now and you can tell by the thumbnail, but there are a few more smaller stories that kind of tie into this, which I want to cover all of them in this video. So they're all relating to sets releasing in either March or May. This is going to get all a bit confusing because there are a lot of set number mix-ups here, and some of them have just changed around. Of course they're always like this, it's just they were rumored before in another way. So as a reminder to how these sets were before, 75351 was some diorama. It was presumed releasing on May 1st for $70. Then there was 75356, a helmet, coming out March 1st for $70, and then there is 75354, which was this mystery set, and then it came out it was going to be releasing in May. We had no idea what this was going to be. There came along this rumor of a Jabba's Palace diorama coming out based on Return of the Jedi. Now the set number originally allocated to this was 75351. Then it kind of changed to either that or 75352, which was another diorama, being the Death Star Jewel one. So that all got very confusing quickly, that it was either going to be a $70 set or an $100 set, and then it was possibly going to be 75356, the helmet. But now we can confirm, thanks to BrickClicker and backed up by 1414 Falcon Fan and Promo Bricks, that this is going to be 75354, the Jabba's Palace diorama. No piece count just yet, but this will be retailing for $70 US coming out May 1st, and we actually know some of the minifigures. So of course this is based on Return of the Jedi, which is great, it's the 40th anniversary, and the minifigures are not going to disappoint. So first of all, yes, a molded Jabba is going to be included. That should be no surprise to anyone, but it is still very exciting news. Our first time since 2013 seeing this figure in a set, so it's very great, especially for the 40th anniversary. Next up is of course Bib Fortuna, also not a surprise. We've also got Boushh Leia. I think that's the minifigure I'm most excited for, honestly. Then there's also just C-3PO and Chewbacca, probably the same ones in the trash compactor diorama, especially for the C-3PO, and yes, R2-D2's in that image, but he's not in the set. Final minifigure kind of thing is Han Solo in Carbonite, except this time there's a twist. It's not going to be the molded version, which I think is a real shame. It is going to be brick built. I don't know how I feel about that. I think the Han in Carbonite mold is one of the best molds LEGO has ever made. It is kind of outdated now with the old Han hairpiece, so it would be nice if they redid it with a new hair mold. So I guess this is their way of doing it. I presume it's going to be a build similar to the one UCS Razor Crest, which I don't think it's going to be terrible as long as it's not just that one-piece one they've been doing in the Playscale Razor Crest and Slave 1. It has to be better than that in an 18+ diorama, which I think it will be. And I guess this also means that a Han Solo minifigure to put on the back of it also won't be included, which is just kind of weird. So on that figure selection, I think we can tell that this is going to be based on the specific scene where Boushh offers Chewbacca to Jabba, and I mean the quote is probably going to reference that thermal detonator. Probably C-3PO going, because he's holding a thermal detonator. That's a justification not to include, say, Luke and even Lando and some of those other characters, but I still think there are a few that are missing here, and namely I think Boba Fett should have been included. He's kind of a big part of that scene, he kind of points his gun at Boushh, but you know, I think that's fine. He's in a lot of other sets right now. Sure, it's not the specific Return of the Jedi variant, but if you really wanted a Boba Fett and you didn't have one, you could get a version in the Slave 1 Microfighter. But the biggest missing character is, I think, Salacious B. Crumb. He's just weirdly absent, unless he is in the set, and he's just not rumored because he's like too small that they didn't see him in the image, but I don't know, it just seems weird. If they bring back all of these molds from like 2012, they should bring back that Salacious B. Crumb one, and just have him in here, especially since, of course, Kawaki and Monkey Lizards are in The Mandalorian Season 3, so if they wanted to do a set based on that, they could include one. Whether they make a scene on Navarro, I'm not sure, but just saying, Kawaki and Monkey Lizards, the mold should come back. Well, I do think this set sounds great. It is the most hyped diorama for me. Of course, though, Boba Fett's Palace did come out last year, and it's going to be a very similar set to that, just without the towers and stuff, so I don't know, maybe they'll work well together on display, but I just think it's kind of a weird choice to make Boba Fett's Palace and this one. It just doesn't seem right to me. Although because of the shuffle up with those set numbers, we were confused for a bit, but then today, thanks to Promo Bricks, they cleared some things up. So 75351 is going to be coming out March 1st with 670 pieces, retailing for $70. 75356 will also be coming out March 1st for $70 with 630 pieces. Both of these seem to be helmets. Keep in mind though, we also have the Captain Rex and Commander Cody helmets coming, so will we be seeing 4 helmets this year? I still kinda doubt it, so I'm not sure what the other set's gonna be. This all just seems a bit weird though. So quickly mention with that second helmet, 75356, it has been listed under Endor helmet a few times on Jedi Jack Penguin, for example. I don't know where this is coming from. It's not a rumor because it hasn't been put out by a source, but it has kind of been a rumbling for a while, and I use that word weirdly because it's not publicly talked about, but like, it's just kind of a thing a lot of people have been saying, and I don't even know where it's come from, but it seems like this might be an Endor helmet. And a quick update on the UCS set here, 75355 is going to have 1,949 pieces. Still don't know what it is. This is the May 4th set though. I don't know, this is all kind of weird how we kind of knew more about the September D2C than this, but now they're kind of balanced, so that's nice to see. Still think this is going to be your typical May 4th UCS set and be related to Return the Jedi. I think it's either going to be a UCS X-Wing, a Red 5 one that is, or a ATSD. I think I'm leaning more towards the X-Wing now. For 2013, when it was the 30th anniversary, they did that, and also they released the X-Wing polybag. Just a bit of evidence leading up to this one. And now we move on to our final bit of news, which is a piece which has re-entered production. Now this has kind of been put out by BrickClicker according to a source known as Minifigure Dreams, which I looked up and I can't find them, so I don't know, according to BrickClicker this is out there and it's been backed up by Satine and Bricks. But the Max Rebo headpiece has gone back into production, which is very interesting. Now, of course, this first appeared in the Jabba's Sail Barge set, and people have been going, oh, maybe we're going to be getting a UCS Jabba's Sail Barge, which I am very intrigued by. I think if this set is coming, it will be for that September D2C rather than the May 4th set. Whether a September set's in production yet, I'm not sure, but the May one would be. I just don't see a Jabba's Sail Barge being that May 4th set. Now, a possibility which I hope isn't the case is that this is a Book of Boba Fett set and we get the Sanctuary. Well, yes, that would be kind of a cool set. I just would prefer a Jabba's Sail Barge, honestly. I just kind of hope they don't do that. Again though, if they bring back the mold, they could want to do it in multiple sets and do both of those. And I think the main point against this really is I can't see LEGO making a Book of Boba Fett set now. I think they've moved on, they have more stuff to focus on. And if they really were gonna do a set based on the Book of Boba Fett, it would probably be that Rancor Rampage set, rather than the Sanctuary. So those were all the updates over the last few days, especially pertaining to that one Jabba's Palace set, and I'm very hyped for that one especially. Please let me know your thoughts down below. Which sets are you excited for? Are you excited for that Jabba's Palace? What about that Max Rebo set? What set do you think we could see him in? And yeah, there are lots of things to talk about, so please let me know your thoughts down below. However, yeah, that'll be all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. That'll be all, folks. Goodbye.